This is Tech Math 2, and we're in section 6-1. And we're solving systems of linear equations. Well, what's a linear equation? A linear equation is a straight line. So if I have a straight line, and I have two of them, it's possible that they cross at some point, and I have something called a solution. It's also possible that these guys are parallel to each other. So I've got line 1, I've got line 2, and line 1 is parallel to line 2, and in that case I have no solutions. Unless, of course, I have spherical geometry, then I have two solutions. But we don't have spherical geometry yet, so we don't have to worry about that. The other possibility is that I've got two lines, and these two lines are the same line, in which case I have, I have line 1 is the same as line 2, in which case I have multiple solutions. In fact, I have an infinite number of multiple solutions. Why did my marker quit? Wow, that's pretty special. Wow. Am I on invisible ink or something? Interesting. Anyway, so that's the variables of the situation. So my unknown equations are going to be in the form of a1x plus b1y is equal to c1, and a2x plus b2y is equal to c2. And then we're going to solve for x and y, knowing a, b's, and c's. So that's the whole course of the situation. So the first set we're going to solve, by adding and subtracting. The next time we do it, we're going to do it by substitution. And do we have another way to do it? Steps for solving a problem. I'm still in. Okay, so we'll move to the exercises, and we'll look at number 1. So I got problem number 1, and oh, that's much better. My keypad was on touch, and so whenever I touched the keypad, the mouse went someplace else. All right, so I've got 2x plus y is 5 plus 3y. Got it wrong already. 2x plus 3y is 5, and I've got x minus 2y is 6. So the first thing I'm going to do is take out my calculator, and I'm going to go second function, system of equations, 2 by 2s, and I'm going to put in an x value of 2, enter, a y value of 3, enter, a c value of 5, enter, and then a 1 for the x, and a minus, I want to be minus 2 for the y guy, and then I want to put in a 6 for the x guy, and then I'm going to tell it to solve. So I know my answer is x is equal to 4 and y is equal to minus 1 before I start doing anything else. And that way, if I don't get those answers, I can say, oh, I made a mistake. All right, so the first method, did it say, doesn't say what, well, it probably does. I'm going to do adding and subtracting. So I'm going to go and say, I'm going to take this guy here, multiply him by 2, and subtract him from the top guy. Well, I'll add them to the top guy because I multiplied them by -2. So I have no x's left. I have +4, so I have 7y is equal to, what's -12? -12 plus 5 is a -7, so y is equal to -1. And I'm pretty happy about that because that's what my calculator said. And then I'm going to feed that back up here and say, all right, if y is -1, then 2x minus 3 has to be 5, and 2x has to be 8, and x has to be 4. And now I'm ready to write down my final answer. And we'll put it in 4 minus 1. Okay, see how that works? Now I could have done it by substitution, so I'm going to do it by substitution, and I'm going to say that 2x, so I'm doing it over again, 2x plus 3y is equal to 5, and I've got x minus 2y is equal to 6, and I'm going to take this equation and say, well, gee, I got an x standing by itself, so x is 2y plus 6, and I'm just going to plug that into this first equation, and I'm going to say 2 times x, which happens to be 2y minus plus 6, plus 3y has to be 5. Well, looks good. Okay, so I've got 4y, I've got a 12, and I've got a 3y, and I have a 5. So I got a 7y is equal to -7, y is equal to -1. Now that I know that y is equal to -1, I can go and plug that back into that equation and say x is -2 plus 6, which is 4, and I end up with a solution of 4 and -1, the same solution I had last time, 4 minus 1, final answer. Now there's still, we're solving these systems 3 different ways. 1, we're putting them in our calculator. 2, we're doing it by substitution. 3, we're doing by addition, subtraction. There are still 3 other ways to do it. All right, so we're just using those guys just for the heck of it. All right, we'll look at number 3 next. So I've got 5x, 2y is -5. And I got 2x, 3y is 9. Excellent. And we'll take our calculator, turn it on, system of equations, second function system of equations. We have to quit in order to do it. Okay, so I've got a 5 for my x. I've got a 2 for my y. I've got a -5 for the c guy. I've got a 2 for the x. I've got a +3. And I've got a 9. And I saw when I say that my calculator thinks that x is going to be -3 and y is going to be 5. And so now that we know, and now we could look in the back of the book and tell us the same thing, right? All right, so what are we going to do first? We're going to use okay, we're going to use adding and subtracting. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the top guy by 2, and the bottom guy by 5, and then we're going to subtract. Okay, well, 5 times 2 is 10, and 2 times 5 is 10, so the x term goes away. I got 4 y's. I have minus 15 y's, so I got minus 11 y's. I got minus 10, minus 45 for a minus 55, and I have y is equal to 5. And I'm pretty happy about that because that's what the computer said. And then once I have that answer, I would substitute it back in and say, well, we'll put the 5 back into the top guy. So 5x plus 10 is equal to 5x plus 10 is equal to minus 5. 5x is equal to minus 15. X is equal to minus 3, exactly what my calculator said. And so I write down a final answer. Final answer, minus 3, 5. And then I clean up my act a little bit, not too much, don't want to overachieve or anything. All right, and then I could do it again by substitution. I'm going to do it again using substitution. This particular problem I probably wouldn't do by substitution. If I had to, I'd find some other way. 5x plus 2y equals 5, minus 5. So I'm going to say y is equal to minus 5 minus 5x divided by 2. And then I'm going to put that in the second equation. 2x plus 3 times minus 5 minus 5x over 2 equals 9. Okay, let's see. Looking good, looking good, looking good. And I really don't like the 2 sitting there, so I'm going to multiply both sides of the equation by 2. And I'm going to get 4x minus 15 minus 15x is equal to 18. And then I'm going to get minus 11x is equal to, I put 15 on the other side, I get 33. 33, I get x is equal to minus 3. Am I supposed to be getting x is equal to minus 3? Yes, I am. So I'm happy about that. Okay, now that I have x is equal to minus 3, I then put that back into my y equation and say y is equal to minus 5 minus 5 times 3 divided by 2 divided by 2. All right, well, 15 minus 20 minus 10. Y is not minus 10, is it? Where's y? Y is supposed to be 5. How come I have y as minus 10? Oh, it's minus 3. That's better. Minus 3. So this is 10 divided by 2, which is 5, which is what I really want. Okay, much better. Y is equal to 5, yeah. Okay, good enough? Okay, let's see. Solve each system of equations by adding and subtracting. Check by substitution. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, okay, 21. Oh, bummer. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how hard they are because our calculator just does them. 21. 12x plus 5y equals minus 18. 8x minus 7y equals minus 7 over 4. All right, so somebody put it in their calculator and tell me what the right answer is.
Right answer is negative 4 and 6.
All right, so x is equal to negative 4, y is equal to 6. Okay, so that's what the calculator answer is. Okay, so now we got to do this by addition and subtraction. So we got to get rid of something. So we'll multiply this guy times 2, and we'll multiply this guy times 3. And when we so do, we're going to get 24 there and 24 here. And then we'll subtract them. Okay, so the x's go away. I've got 21 plus 10 would be 31y is equal to, and I'd probably take my calculator out, and rather than trying to do this in my head, so I got minus 18 times 2 plus 3 times 74, and I get 186. 186. So y is equal to 186 divided by 3, which conveniently becomes, divided by 31, which conveniently becomes 6. Okay, so that's good. Well, I've just put the 6 back in. And this is why I put it in my calculator first, because if 6 isn't right and I plug it back in, all I'm going to do is get the wrong answer, right? So I probably wouldn't do that. So use the top equation. 12x plus 30 is equal to minus 18. So x is equal to minus 4. Is x supposed to be equal to minus 4? And the answer is yes. Okay, so that's how I will do that. We're going to go down to 24 next. Number 24. 24x 84y 185. 42x 12y 155. Okay, somebody put that in their calculator and come up with an answer. Well, I figure out how I'm going to do this by substitution. Okay, do we have an answer? I'm still doing that. I'll do substitution here. Okay, so I got the x's go away. So I got 7 times 84 minus 48. 540 y equals, I've got 7 times 158 minus 4 times 155. 675. 675. So y is 675 divided by 540.
You got your answer for your X and your Y.
Oh, yeah, what do you got?
10 over 3 on your X, 5 over 4 on your Y.
5 over 4. So as long as this turns out to be 5 over 4, then I'm perfectly happy with what I'm doing. And it does become 5 over 4. So the y guy is right. And now I'm going to plug that back in. I'll plug it back into the top equation and get my y guy. 24, 5 over 4, plus 84y equals 185. 4 goes into there 6 times. 6 times 5 is 30. 30 to the other side of the equation is 155. 84y. Y is equal to 155 over 84. 155 divided by 84. Doesn't look good. 155 over 84. Now, we know that that's wrong.
You, on the bottom when you plug the y into the x.
That was cool, wasn't it? That guarantees getting a wrong answer every time. Alright, so we're going to go and change this around and put the y where the x is supposed to be. I think that's a function of not seeing enough of the board. That'll be my excuse. X,
Acceptable.
5 over 4. Okay, so that might work better.
Yeah.
24x. 4 goes into there 21 times. 21 times 5 is 105 plus 105 is equal to 185. 24x equals 80. X is equal to 80 over 24. Hmm, 80 divided by 21. No, it's not. 10/3. I don't believe it. 10/3. 10/3. Well, hanging participles here. There we go. That's better. Okay, good enough. So it doesn't matter how hard the problem is. We just put it on a calculator. We know the right answer. We then use the method to get the right answer back, and everybody will be happy. 33. Number 33. Unless we have 7 equations, 7 unknowns, then that would be a different situation. 33. All right, so I got 5x minus 7y. Now, if you can't make your calculator solve these, then, and you paid all of $20 for your calculator, then you better figure that out soon, because that would be a waste of 20 bucks. Is equal to minus 11. So we got x is equal to something, y is equal to something. And while you guys are working on that, I'll figure out what I'm going to do here. I think I'll multiply by 3 and by 5 and subtract. So the x term goes away. I've got minus 21 minus 10 for minus 31. Y is equal to, and I've got 23 times 3 plus 55. 124. So I have y is equal to minus 4. Okay, so now that I have y is equal to minus 4, I will now plug it into the top equation, and I have 5x plus 28 is equal to 23, and I see that x has to be minus 1. And is that what my calculator said it was to begin with? Yep, okay. So minus 4 minus 1 is what the calculator said too, and that's what we got. All right. Oh, 42. I need to instruct solve the system of equation by substitution and check. Okay, so I'm going to do 42. 42. It was my first semester at Iowa Western, and I'm teaching a Tech Math 3 class, I think, and we have 3 equations, 3 unknowns, all of them that look like 1.57, 2.08, whatever. And we're teaching it in 2 different sections with 2 different instructors. And the other instructor's name was George, and he had a solution. And I had a solution to the problem, and my solution was different than his. Of all the kids in the room, there are about 30 or 40 total tests out there. All of them had different answers, except for these 2 people. One sat on this side of the room in front, the other sat on that side of the room in the back. They had the same answer. Okay? And they didn't show any work. And I'm sitting there and I said, well, my answer's right. So I check my answer, it's wrong. And George says, his answer's right. And we check his answer, it's wrong. And we throw the kids' answers at the only other 2 people that agree. We put theirs in, they were right. What happened?
And use the calculator.
That's right. They both had TI-85 calculators that could do it. A problem like 42, if you're trying to do this without your calculator, I guarantee the wrong answer most of the time, because you're going to mess up like I already did. I messed up by just not writing down the problem right. There's no way you can do this problem and expect to, because is your major accounting? If you guys were accounting majors, then that'd be different. And this was money, then you wouldn't mess up. But it's not money, and you're not accounting majors. So the only way we can get the right answer and expect it to be correct is by putting it in a calculator correctly and having it tell us what the answer is. Any other method is doomed to failure. But because I only have 3 minutes left, I don't have to use any other method because there's not enough time. But there's no reason I can't put it in my calculator and get 3 significant digits. System of equations, 2 by 2s, 1.57 plus 2.04 equals 0.262. Next guy, 2.16 plus, no, minus 8.42 minus 47.342. Boom, solve. 21 over 5 and 67 over 10. 21 over 5, 67 over 10. Okay, well, I probably aren't going to use addition or subtraction, so I'm going to solve for x. X is equal to 20.262 minus 2.04y divided by 1.57. All right, well, then I'm going to put it back into the second equation. 2.16 times that guy there, I won't rewrite it, minus 8.42y is equal to minus 47,342. All right. So now I start using my calculator. 2.16 times 20.26. Shit. All right. 2.16 times 20.262 divided by 1.37. All right. 3.1946, which is wrong. 31.946 minus 2.16 times 2.04 divided by 1.37. I hope that's a 3. That's a 5, isn't it? That's a 5. Yeah. I put 3.7 in my calculator twice. So there's absolutely no way I'm going to get the right answer. We'll quit now. Quit now. But if you're going to do it in paper, you want to make sure you start at the top of the page and you can't make a mistake. If you do, you won't get the right answer. My calculator is set for 5 significant digits right now. 5 significant digits might not be enough. And it may have to be set for 6 or 7 in order to get the problem the way it's supposed to be. Okay, any questions? And we still have 3 other methods of solving 2 equations, 2 unknowns that we haven't covered yet. So that'll be fun too.